Hi everyone and welcome. This is Angela Palmer from Stamp with Angela. It's great to have you here today. Sorry, I had a slight echo there, but I think that's gone now. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited to be here with you today to share some new ideas and inspiration. So thank you for being here. For those joining for the first time or maybe haven't really been along to these lives, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Auckland, New Zealand, and I've been a demo for over 13 years now, so enjoying what I do. And I enjoy being able to come with you and share. So hopefully, is sound okay today? Can we hear the sound okay? We've had a few issues in the past, but hopefully all is good today. So hi Joe, hi Sheila, thank you for being here. I appreciate those who faithfully come along each week or reasonably regularly and join in these lives. And I know for some of you, you can't be here live, but you get to watch the recording. So that's the great thing about these lives. They are recorded. So whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, appreciate that. Thank you. And feel free to subscribe if you're on YouTube and things, and then you'll get notified of other videos, lives and shorts and that kind of thing too. Great. Glad to see it's looking like all good today. So what I'm going to share with you is a new product that I've had been playing with recently, which I'm really enjoying. It's a stamp and die set. And I thought I'd show you a way that you could use that to make some fairly quick and easy cards using some designer series paper. I'm sure like many of us, we've got lots of paper lying around to use. And this is a quick, effective way that you can make some cards for people for a variety of occasions. So excellent. All right. So I'm going to change to my craft table and I will show you what we're going to be using today. Here we go. So this is the More Messages stamp set and dies. Just adjusting my camera here. So this has been out recently, and I can't actually remember if it's online or in the catalogue, but it is really cool. So you'll see here More Messages, a whole lot of different sentiments, and it's all on one big solid stamp. So I've put it here on this particular block, and the cool thing is there is a die, so it cuts it all out in one go as well, which makes life so much easier. So that is very cool. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples and things of it, of how it works. So I'm going to get a piece here, and I might, just to be sure, if I've got one, put a mat down as well. It is a cling stamp, but just to help stamp really well. I'm going to use some Secret Sea ink and ink it up. Now you'll notice it is a big stamp. Whoops, you can see I've inked that up well, including some of the edges. So I'll try not to rock it and try not to knock the camera. So I'm going to put that like so and press it down. Now I actually like to use my glass mat because this is trestle table. They kind of tend to sag. So I'm actually going to move it to the side where the legs are. So hopefully it'll give a bit more support, because sometimes it sags and then it doesn't stamp well. And I didn't think to bring my glass mat in, which is nice and firm. Let's see how we go. Oh, that's pretty good. I think we've done well. So I'm going to give that a wipe. Crash bang. I've got a chamois here, so I'm just going to remove some of the excess. And I do like to use my stamping scrub too, because it really gets into it all, but just so I can clean it quickly and easily now. All right. And then what we do is, I didn't quite do the S, I see. Get it up the right way, basically line it up, put it over the top like so, and then we can cut it out in one go. so let me bring up my, whoops, camera's falling. Bring up my cutting emboss machine. And I need the right plates. So we need a 1 and we need a 3 at the bottom. No, we don't. We actually need a 2 as well because it's thin. A 1, a 2, then a 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to put this down, this bit here, and then a plate on top, except I'm going to start on the other side and you'll see it come through. So I'm going to put that on. Just be patient as I line it up, hopefully nicely. And put that on. And my plates aren't quite lined up straight. Okay, here we come. All right. I missed some of the comments. What block is that? Yes, it is the biggest block. It is an F block. Definitely need a big block for that one. Okay, so let me just move this out the way and you can see. So if one has a Stamparatus, that would be cool, but as you know, unfortunately, we don't sell those anymore. And look at that. How quick was that? All these sentiments. So then I would like put them in a box or a bag or something. And then you've got all of these ones on hand, ready to go. We've got things like time to celebrate, congratulations, lots of love, hooray. Somewhere there's a happy birthday. Where is it? Here it is. You know, so lots of different sentiments. So that's stamped in a coloured ink onto white. You can also do Versamark and do it that way. So I have got a piece of Secret C. I'm going to go over it with my embossing buddy, get rid of any static, put down my mat again. Oh, now I'm going to have to make sure I do clean it properly because we're going to use Versamark. So I'm going to grab my stamping scrub this time and the stamp and give it a good clean. I sprayed that earlier and then dry it in the other side. See how it's got the 2 sides? Just going to spray it just to be sure. Put it in this side. Who's got a stamping scrub? I love my stamping scrub. Great way to clean stamps. And then into the other side. So there we go. Now I'm going to use my Versamark, ink it up, and hopefully I've brought my white embossing powder. Let me have that on hand ready. I carried a whole lot of things over. I've got my heat tool, so where's the embossing powder? No point doing it if we don't have any embossing powder. Is it? Yes, it's down here. Okay, we have it with my tray, so we're all good. We are set and ready. So I'm going to ink it up like so. Ink it with Versamark. Stamp it onto my, and this time I'm doing Secret C. Whoops, camera is moving. Let me just, oh dear, you can see my mess. Tripod is moving. I'm trying to get it stable here. All right, not quite sure what happened to my tripod. Okay. Sorry if you got a bit, what's the word, giddy there. Okay, pressing it down. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here where the firm part of the table is, so hopefully it doesn't, you know, bend down, and hopefully that's worked. And then we are going to come with the white embossing powder. I'm thinking in the middle, some bits are hard to tell, maybe not quite so dark. So this is white. Sprinkle it on. Let's go that way. Oops, don't really want it on the table. Okay, I like to give a little flick, get rid of some of the excess. Okay, there's a few bits there. I've gone really quite firmly on the edge. Now, usually I'd have a paintbrush and I'll brush that off, but for now we'll use my fingernail. Just loosen that, and then I'll do my little flick. I don't want to take too much off though, because we want to make sure it stays on our sentiments. Okay, then a lot of that will be cut off anyway, but usually I'll brush that off a bit more. With this, what I can do is open this up. Whoops. Look what I did. I smudged the friend. So let's just touch them up, fix them up, and knocked them with my hand. Okay, we'll have another go at that. I'm going to put it out of reach this time. Have I got a scrap piece of paper I can put down? Yes, just in case it goes onto my surface. There we go. And then what I can do is tip this back into the pot, and then you can use it next time. Now I would scrape that out a bit more, but for the sake of time we'll leave it like that. Okay, so who likes heat embossing? That's one of my favorite things, one of my favorite techniques, something I did, one of the earlier things I started. All right, I'm going to turn this on. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. I can't bring my heat tool too close because it's just where the plug is. And I'm not necessarily going to do the whole thing, but I'll just show you. I've got one that I prepared earlier. So you'll see how it changes color. And it goes from being a matted kind of look. Oh, there you go. Can you see that going a brighter white now? So here we go, heating it up. Yeah, so I see Linda says, like the stamp, I struggle stamping with my block. It's too small. You definitely need a full-size block. Otherwise, it's not going to work because it's got to be even pressure from the back. All right, here we go. So can you see that starting to mount? You can see with always here, the hair is starting to go now. All right, so I don't want to bore you with the whole process. So I think, do I have it, one that I finished earlier? Yes. So I'm going to put that in a safe place so I can dry it afterwards. Here is one that I finished earlier. There is a little bit of edging again. And then we're going to do the same thing as before and cut this out. And then you could see what they look like with the white embossing. All right, I'll get my plate sorted. Line it up. I love the way you can just line it up once and cut them all in one go. You don't have to fiddle around. Now, of course, there's going to be some sentiments that you use a bit more than others. That's just the way it is. But you've definitely got a variety. And I guess if there was a particular one you wanted, you could, you know, put a strip of paper in or just stamp that one and die cut that. Or a couple of them out. You could put it, you know, a piece down the middle and cut them, some of them out. All right, but look at that. Isn't that easy? Let's take those all off. I am looking and I've got some dimensionals stuck to my shoe and I keep sticking to the floor. All right, here we go. Look at that. Lots and lots of sentiments, quick and easy. So I've got some here that are on Secret Sea white embossed, and then I've got some that are just stamped on white, stamped in Secret Sea ink. All right, cool. Try and keep my camera level for you. So that is the set. So you get one big stamp, which looks like this. It is the cling red rubber, which I'm not sure if you've heard. Stamping Up will be phasing this out. It's so hard for them to get the raw materials now that for them to manufacture them. So they'll be moving to the photopolymer. So enjoy these cling ones while you can. They still be in the new coming catalogue, but after that they'll be phasing them out. And then we've got the die. So I love that. That is so cool. So let me show you today's card. And I want to use some designer series paper, and it's the Florals in Bloom. So I don't know if you've seen this. I've probably used it before, but these are some of the papers. We've got quite a few of the ink colors in this. We've got Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Secret C. What am I missing? There's one more. Help. What's the other in color? Red, orange, yellow. Or maybe that's it. Maybe I said them all. So you've got Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Cloud Cover, and then Secret C. Yeah. So you've got these different papers from the Florals in Bloom. And on the back, the patterns are more sort of monochromatic. Cloud Cover, greens, Secret C, that kind of thing. All right, let me show you what we're going to make. I've made a slight variation. You can let me know what you like. Here we go. So these are the two cards, and I've done these in Timid Tiger using this pattern. But for my next card, we're going to do it in Strawberry Slush. So I have used this embossing folder, which is part of the Glass and Gardens, and that is one of them, and the other one is here. Now they're probably hard to see. So this is that kind of square pattern, which is this, and this is the flowery one, which looks like that. And I was going to try that with this, but I just felt maybe it was too much of flower, and they were different, so I wanted to go with a contrast. So let's do that again. These are standard sized embossing folders, so they are the thinner ones, so you've got to make sure you get the right, what do you call it, set of plates. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss both bits at the same time, bring my machine up, then I can put it away again. So we're going to do, is that going to be wide enough? Yep. So I've got two pieces here. I don't know if you can tell the difference. So this is Strawberry Slush in cardstock, and this is Strawberry Slush in two-tone cardstock. So if you see the back, you've got a light and a dark. So I'm going to do them both on the dark side. This is cardstock, so it's the same on both. I'm going to put that in, and I'll do that one afterwards. So for my plates, I just need to take the two out, because that's for die cutting, taking the two out. One plate, so I've got my 1, my 3, my embossing folder, and then another plate on top. And we'll put that through. And this is, what did I say? Normal cardstock, I think. Oh, table is shaking. Ka-chonk. And where the Stampin' Up symbol is the right way up. So I want the dark side, so I'm going to put the dark side facing up. I've made this one slightly wider. I don't actually think it needs to be quite this wide. And we'll emboss this too. All right, here it comes. Okay, I think that's all we need our machine for. So what I have here is Strawberry Slush two-toned cardstock, and I'm going to get a sanding block and gently sand it. Excuse the noise. And see that white coming through? The white coming through is because the core of the paper is white on the inside. Normal cardstock is dyed all the way through. Two-tone cardstock is light on one side, dark on the other, and white in the middle, so you can sand it. So how I made these cards was fairly easy. I'm going to adhere my embossed piece on the side. So one here and one here. Then I'm going to add some patterned paper. So this time I'm going to add this design. And it looks like I might just need to trim it a little bit to make it the same length. So we'll just do that. Ever so slightly. Hopefully that's enough. Let's have a look. We kind of want them the same length. Yeah, that's pretty good. And a tiny bit off this one. Get that out of the way. Sometimes hard to cut a tiny slither, and if it's embossed, you don't want to because it'll probably tear. So I have put the embossed piece down first and then the patterned paper on top like so. Right, let's see if I can find a glue that works. So you could check out and see what designer series paper you've got, what colors it's in. You can find some cardstock that coordinates and an embossing folder that you'd like to use, and then do something like this and you've got a quick, easy card. And then we've got a nice, easy sentiment to add to it from our die cuts before. All right, so that's that. Then I've got a Secret C card base, like so. I'm going to put that on. My glue, not too much, don't want it oozing everywhere. And then my sentiments. So I'm going to go with, we could try the white, but I think, the embossed one. Maybe we could do a lots of love one. It's quite a narrow one, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this gold ribbon. Now I'll show you what happens if I put it behind such a dainty sentiment. Did I bring scissors? That is the question. Yes, I did. So let me show you. If I put this behind, it's kind of hard to hold, but it is quite thick and quite sort of overpowering. I mean, it might be okay, but what I'm going to do is make it a little bit daintier. So I'm going to start by cutting it down the middle, and then I'm going to hold it with my fingers up there and just keep cutting down the middle until I get to the end. And now I have got a thinner, more delicate ribbon, and doesn't have to be perfect. Now they're sticking to me. Going to get a piece of tape. I like to tape it to the sentiment and then the sentiment to the card. Does that make sense? I think so. All right, so put some tape down, and I kind of sort of do it at an angle. So up, let's go a little bit more to the left, then bend it back, and then come back up the top again. You might have to sort of adjust your ends to decide how you like it, but something like, it doesn't want to stick. Or fingers and thumbs. All right, kind of something like that. You might want to spread it out a little bit, trim it slightly. There's a bit hanging there. Let's just pull that off. I'm going to adjust it slightly, make my first tail a little bit shorter. Okay. And go backwards and forwards like so, and then put it on your card. Now you could play with it a bit more, but I'm trying to, there we go. So I'm going to get some dimensionals, she says. Yes, I have some dimensional mini ones and adhere that to the card. So this is a lots of love card. And I'll do another card with a slightly big sentiment so you can kind of see the difference. All right. So pull off the backs, and that's it. That's our card. Although we can do something to the inside. I'll show you that too. Oh, and some embellishments. We need some embellishments. So if you have a look at my card, I have added some of these hologram embellishments. So let me grab those. She says hopefully. Hologram embellishment. They were here on the table. I know they were. Okay, we'll come back to those. So then this card, second card, is without the sanding, just normal cardstock. So let's just look at placement. Isn't that a quick, easy card? Bit of designer series paper, bit of texture with some embossing, and my sentiments are quick and easily cut. Add a bit of ribbon, embellishments, and I'm done. Loving the colours. Yes, I love the in colours. So I'm trying to have an even border around, and I've got glue there. Whoops. Trying to look around the camera. Need to go up a little bit. With glue, we can kind of adjust it. That doesn't look quite straight. Here we go. Let's find a slightly bigger sentiment this time. What have we got? Time to celebrate could be a good one. That's a bit wider. Same thing. We're going to get our tape it on. We're going to use the other side of our ribbon. And what did I say? We'd find our embellishments, and I did. So tape that down. I wonder if it's easier to kind of fold it and then stick it on. Let's try that. Then I can get the ends about right. Somehow hold it and then put that on and then adjust it. I don't know, maybe easier, maybe not. All right, and then put that on like that. I kind of like to angle it sideways rather than be straight up and down. Cool. Have you tried trimming, or what's the word, cutting your ribbon in half before? It depends on the ribbon, obviously. It works better for some things than others, but it's a great way, if it's a thicker ribbon, to make it a little bit more dainty. All right, I need to add that to a card base and add my embellishments, and I'll show you what I'm going to do on the inside as well. So we haven't stamped an image, so I can't stamp something for the inside. Let's grab some of these. So these are quite cool. They sort of pick up different colors. We're going to go for a big and a small on this side and a medium one tucked in down. Where did it go? Here, maybe like so. And the same on this. A couple of bigger ones, big and small. Oops, not very good at holding them. And then a medium size one down here. Do you like that? Oh, my camera is very wonky today. Okay, so there's what in Strawberry Slush. So first question, do you like the two-toned with the embossed, or do you just like it being a little bit more subtle with a bit of pattern on it, but you can't see it, you know, quite so much? So yeah, two-toned or the embossed. And what else? The other question was, or do you like the Timid Tiger or the Strawberry Slush? So let's put those there. So they were the first one I've done. What's your color preference? I'm not a huge orange person myself, but I love this pattern. And I quite like it. Yeah, but I love the Strawberry Slush. That looks cool too. So what do you like? Karen likes two-tone and Kim likes the Strawberry Slush card. So that's cool. Now I saw Linda asked a question about the sanding block. This is something that we had in Stampin' many years ago, so I've had it for a while. But like Sheila said, yeah, just your hardware stores will have it, just nothing too harsh. I guess it needs to be fairly fine. Now I thought I was going to show you something else, but I can't remember what it was. Can you remind me? Oh, Elizabeth likes both colors, so that's cool. Oh, the inside of the card was what I said. Thank you. The inside of the card. So I need another piece of white. So what I've got here is a strip of the same paper I used on the front, and I'm going to put it onto, let me move it out of the way, onto my card. It could be on that side, it could be on that side, it could be across, depending on what piece you have. And then we're going to put that on the inside, and that way it kind of draws it together, it kind of connects the two. So I don't have a Strawberry Slush piece right here, but I do have this. And you could, if you wanted to, I'm only just thinking about this now, I'm just doing that. You could have an orange layer on the inside to tie the Timid Tiger. So should we try that as a variation? There's all sorts of things. So if you want to keep it really simple, just one layer, we could do that. If you want to bring the orange in, if I've got some orange, let me have a look. Got a bag of scraps here. If I've got a piece of Timid Tiger, which I do, we'll use that. So just different, slightly subtle different ways that you can do your cards. So this is one layer. So I've got this, I'm just going to trim it down just to make a slight, it's going to be a very slight border, just 3 mils difference. I'm still going to add my piece of designer series paper, so I will trim that a fraction as well. Is that the size I did? Hopefully that was right. Just so you can see a couple of different ways of doing the inside of your card. So let's glue this down. So we're going to, sorry, a bit out of view, glue that down, and then hopefully, yep, that looks good. Our border, so it's kind of the reverse. We've got the timid tiger in the middle with the white border. We need a white space to write our message, so we're going to do a timid tiger border on this one. So how many of you do something on the inside of your cards? Do you tend to, or do you just have a piece of white paper and that's it? Do you stamp something, put some designer series paper in? So let's take a look. So there we go. So there's the fronts. Inside. So we've got just one layer of white with some designer series paper, or we've got just very subtly that timid tiger border. And I can do the same with these once I get my scraps of paper as well. Very cool. All right, well, there we go. So that's today's cards and creations. I hope you enjoyed that. So I used the More Messages stamp set to start with. So that's that stamp set and then these dies. You could just stamp that subtly on a background and then do something on the front as well. That could be quite effective. And then we've just done a very simple design with some coloured cardstock, either normal cardstock or two-tone, and then a piece of designer series paper just overlapping it. And then we've used these wonderful sentiments. You can see I've used a whole lot of different sentiments with our ribbon, which has been cut down the middle to make it a little bit more dainty and subtle. So there you go. So I hope you like that. Not normally just the front. Fair enough. Yep, some of you do the inside, some don't. Okay, so a couple of other things. Just a reminder that for August, we've got our in colour special. So cardstock, inks. I believe this paper, because it's got in colours in it, would be on special, 15% off. So you've got just over a week or so left of the in colour special. So if you'd like to get anything, then order online or contact me and I can help you with your order. Then we have some things that are coming. So in September, we will have the mini catalogue. I cannot show you inside, but this is what it is like. They have arrived. I've got a few classes happening over the next few days and things and work. So I will do my best to look at starting to send those out probably later next week sometime. So if you have bought from me or you're my customer, you'll be sent one. If you are not and you like a catalogue, check the description. There's details where you can request a catalogue. But exciting things are coming. And as I mentioned before, due to, the difficulty of getting raw materials for cling stamps, these cling stamps will be phased out and it will go to photopolymer, which I don't have one on hand, but they are the clear ones that you can see through for easy placement. And they'll also be phasing out stamping right markers. Now, I do use my stamping right markers. I do usually get them. So here's my one for Secrets. Oh, no, it's not Secret Sea, is it? No, it's Night of Navy, actually. But yeah, unfortunately, they will be phasing these out. But that's okay. Changes happen, and I'll make, adaptations and things. So there are stamping beans for colouring. But if you do want to get hold of any markers before they're gone, check out the online store. Cool. All right. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed joining me today and seeing today's cards, today's tips with the More Messages stamp set, and some ideas for making some quick, simple cards. And I look forward to seeing you next week. I'll check back if there's any other questions and things. All right, what else? I think that is all. Cool. So yeah, so thank you for joining me today. Appreciate that. And if I can help in any way, reach out to me if you've got any questions, if you'd like to order, or if you're not on my mailing list, please sign up, because that's how I get some of the special information to you. Sheila asked a question about, are you able to buy just one from Stamping Up? So Sheila, I'm not sure what you're referring to. If it's the Stamping Right markers, you can't buy individual colors. You can only buy them as a set, so like all neutrals or all subtles. If you're talking about a catalogue, are you able to buy a catalogue? As a demonstrator, you get sent one when you do an order, and you can buy boxes of 8 of them, which is what I buy and then send to my customers. I believe once it goes live, if customers want to buy a single copy, they can. So hopefully that answers your question. But for those of you that are my customers, I will send you a complimentary catalogue over the next few weeks. It does take a little bit of time to address them all, and I'll be doing my paper share and probably a ribbon share and cardstock share to go with the paper share. So I've got to work all that out, and then I'll share information on that too. So be on the lookout for that. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you all being here. Lovely to see you. If you have a go at making any of the cards I do, or some of the ideas, if you can, send me a photo. I'd love to see what you create. And wonderful to share these things with you. If you're watching the recording, please feel free to comment or ask questions, and I'll reach out to you when I can. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks so much. Bye.